is where are you getting your energy? Are you staying connected to your inspiration? Is there energy flowing in, and is there energy flowing out? Because we got to have it. It's that inspiration is like oxygen for us. It's got to have a part to play in our lives. And I just had another thought here. We're not going to get that inspiration necessarily from the world of sensory thinking. So the sensor thinker world around us isn't really set up in that way. And inspiration will look different for those folks, and they will be inspired by different things. And that's totally cool. But you will need this sort of this inspiration in wherever you can find it. So anything that for you helps you make connections on an intuitive level is where you want to spend time there every day if you can. You want to be intentional about that. So yeah, we are dreamers for sure. We're idealists. We've got some ideas that may seem crazy to the world around us. We're unique in that way. We speak a language that's a little different from the rest of the world. We're comfortable with speculating and making leaps of logic and trying new things and throwing spaghetti against the wall. That's what we do. That's what we're meant to do. We're supposed to be doing that. We're supposed to be making mistakes. It's not supposed to look, perfect. And we get to have fun doing this. This is how we're wired. And I think, with spending this time with you and Kira has really helped me just feel right with that. Like, oh, I'm going to do this in an intuitive feeling way. So it's going to look different from probably what I've seen modeled around me. It's just going to look different. But the folks that say, the hell with it, I'm going to do this anyways, no matter how ridiculous it looks, I'm just going to do this. These are the folks that end up making huge impact. Mm-hmm. I was listening to someone talk today. It was the personality hacker folks talk today about these people that are leading the planet today. They're all intuitive types, many intuitive feelers. Oprah Winfrey would be an example, or like a Steve Jobs, or Richard Branson. Good grief! It's a long list. Bill Gates. Who else? Plenty of people. But when we really line up with this intuitive feeling style, the doors just start opening up. Yeah. And one of the best ways to be right with it and honor the intuitive feeling style is to get creative. Just start creating and watch what happens. And the creativity will sort of point you in the direction you're needing to go. And you won't know until you get creative. A lot of people like to have the direction before the creativity, or they like for me, I want to see, well, where's this going? And we can't know until we honor the creative desire within us and let it breathe, and start to give birth to that, and then something cool is going to happen, and it'll be bigger than us, and it'll be way more fun that way. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome comments there for sure. And the one thing that comes to mind is that creativity is the fastest way out of negativity. And or doing any kind of movement with your body. Just getting energy moving is a great way to do this. In fact, I was feeling really crappy because of the retrograde earlier today, and so was Josh. And now here we are, energized and talking about some stuff that really feels creative to us, and we're adding benefit for other people. So yeah, and the other comment I had was that Josh said that, people say, the hell with it, I'm just going to do it this way. And then they make a big impact. Well, I am willing to bet that those people stopped doing what they thought they should be doing and started aligning with their greatest natural strengths, and whatever felt most natural to them, and on how they can approach things. And that's when a lot of wonderful things start happening. the world needs to hear from you. If you're an intuitive feeler, especially, which is our focus for this podcast, the world needs to hear from you, and it needs to hear from you in your own words and your own strengths. You don't have to put yourself in a box. You don't have to do it like other people have done it. You just have to find out what you probably already know, but you have to find out what you do best and exploit that so that other people can hear what you have to say in the way that feels easiest for you to deliver it to them. And that's honoring yourself, whether you're an NF or any other kind of personality type. But definitely intuitive feelers might need that extra push to step into their strengths and to start sharing what they have to share, because there's so much that they can share. Any closing comments?
Oh, I love what you said. That whole idea about not following what we should be doing, that really just can muck things up and really gets in the way. And that, our deepest, highest sense of self has very little to say about should, doesn't make any should statements for us when it comes to our calling and what we're really meant for. It has much more to do with our freedom and accepting and allowing who we really are to speak up. The world needs to hear from you if you're an intuitive feeler. You have something unique to contribute. Makes me think of that, what was that stanza that Robin Williams' character read in Dead Poets Society? He was talking about contributing a verse. This was the whole idea of Carpe Diem. Everybody knows deep down inside they have a verse to contribute to this life experience. That's what we're all after. That's what we're all wanting to discover. And you have it. You have probably discovered something about the world in your lifetime of taking in information about the world in an intuitive way and trusting yourself to do a little dreaming and speculating and being curious, and you've made some decisions about what's really important and valuable in the world on the basis of a feeling level, a human need level, that you have something to say, something very important to say. You probably have a recipe for happiness that you're needing to describe and offer to people. The world needs this. The world is pretty clear on a bunch of things, but it doesn't know how to be happy exactly. And so as an intuitive feeler, people are just hungry. They're hungry for this. People want to know what have you been noticing? What do you see? What do you see? What's really stood out to you? What's impacted you? So yeah. Start creating, start speaking, get the words on the page, right. Whatever you got to do.
And even if you think what you have to say has already been said, it has not been said through your voice, which makes all of the difference in the world. The things that you know to be true about yourself or the message that you have to share, a lot of people don't know about themselves, or, they don't know how to get in touch with that. So they need to hear what you notice about life. And when you do express it, boy, it feels really good to do that. So on that note, I will go ahead and wrap this one up. Josh, I want to thank you for being on this podcast. You had invaluable contributions here. This is a really big podcast here for sure. And I hope it gets a lot of listens, because some incredible information here for intuitive feelers. And for anybody who wants to understand intuitive feelers better and what we offer. And you see what it's like when two INFJs get together and start talking perspectives about these different topics. It can get really interesting really fast. And I know any INFJ listening for sure is going to dig in both heels listening to this podcast, and probably lots of other NFs. So thanks a lot, Josh. It's been a huge joy to have you. I really appreciate your contributions and your friendship.
Likewise, Todd. Thanks so much for having me on. I will catch you later.
This is Planet Holistic. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.